Hey everyone, thanks for being here. I'm AC Gibby. We're going to be doing some ranked Battlegrounds today as a Seeker. I'm excited to test out this new Cordy wand and see if there's any noticeable differences with it. Throughout the video, I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing, why I'm doing. I might call out some mistakes I'm doing. And I'm going to try to provide some extra tips and tricks for you guys as DPS as well, so you can stay alive longer and kill more people. But let's get right to it. Hopefully we get some evenly matched BGs. Looks like we are 9-5 in our ranked BGs, hitting a 30% heal rate, which I think is good. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and we'll kind of go from there. We'll also talk about some weapon skill mastery as well. I'm going through some changes now with the Cordy wand. It kind of changes a little bit of how I'm going to be healing, I think, because I don't normally have. This is one of my more pocket healing builds, where I have the individual invincible wall. Let me swap over to this other one. And we'll talk through it. Nature's Blessing, vigorous if you're a seeker. I think whether PvE or PvP, this is an absolute must, non-negotiable, especially if you're going to be using Healing Touch at all. Flash Wave also a must. Gotta have the increased duration, especially if you're running higher buff duration. This is one that I kind of go back and forth with the range increase. It both widens and lengthens your Flash Wave, which can be helpful, especially if you're not playing with a static and you're trying to capture a couple of extra people in that. Limit Break. This is one for your Blitz, right? If you take that off, it's called Blitz. Limit Break allows for a couple of different things, and what I primarily use this for is for my Purifying Touch, right? And so removes one debuff effect from a selected ally. I've got the Healing Touch applied, so when I remove a debuff from someone, that's going to throw a Healing Touch on them. I also have the cooldown decreased by 30% because this is an extra way for you to continue to stack your Healing Touches. It's also a way for that 30% decrease is really important as well, just for creating some accessibility and removing debuffs. But how I really like to use this Limit Break is that Purifying Touch. Instead of just removing one debuff, this is a specialization where you have a 50% chance to remove a second debuff. But what it does is it's going to remove every debuff from a target. After the removal, the cooldown of this is going to decrease by 10 seconds. This is one of the easiest ways to save someone, right? Especially, if they don't have any magic mitigation. What you can do is remove all of their debuffs. So if you get a Templar, or a DPS wand that's trying to curse bomb someone, has a couple of other debuffs on there, you can pop that, remove it all, and then they have to go through their cycle of trying to stack some of those additional debuffs. I got this on here. I like the Healing Touch duration, right? Applying Flash Wave to a member with it will increase the Healing Touch by 6 seconds, which allows me to get to 2 other people. With my cooldown speed, I think my Healing Touch is around 2.5 seconds, but sometimes there are other things that are going on that will allow you to decrease your cooldown speed, especially more for PvE. Talking about my build here, kind of have a higher endurance build, high buff duration build, going with the Ethereal Hero Visage, the 4-piece set, and went with the chest. I'm waiting for some more unlock zones to change this debuff duration, probably to some more wisdom, I imagine. I think those extra couple of stat points will be really helpful, even though I don't think I have really any wisdom. Maybe 1 point, looks like. We also have the potential to unlock some additional things, so we're not quite all the way to our final build just yet. But let's get into it. We're gonna run the AoE Invincible Wall build here. Just looking at who we got here. We got some Jailed, and Gravity or top alliance on our server. Looks like they've got some big chillin'. Looks like a Seeker. I don't recognize a lot of these guilds, which I think is a good thing. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can't look at our party. It looks like almost every party has a healer. They've got a wand orb, so that's good. They're marking, which is good. Alright, looking at our bar, we have our healing touch. We are very much a healing touch person. You have your invincible wall. That is going to provide us the Cordy debuff. Or the Cordy buff, right? Where you get CC immunity for 4 seconds because of my buff duration. You got your Clay Salvation, which is the AoE heal. The Purifying Touch, which removes debuffs. Nature's Blessing, which immediately removes a weaken effect, increases health regen, and because we have that vigorous specialization, it's going to boost our healing quite a bit more. Also, with the Longbow, that's going to help as well. I run the Sleep, so I can try to stop someone from capping. We got our basic Swift Healing. We didn't talk about my wand specs, but our Blessed Barrier, which is one of my most commonly blitzed items in PvP. We've got the Ensnaring Arrow. You know, I could go back and forth with using Deadly Marker for this versus this, but this kind of helps me to get out of jail free sometimes and escape and evade. We got our Fountain of Life, Flash Wave, and our Blitz. Hopefully they stay with me. Try to top some of these people off here. 2 seconds, roundhouse. 1 second, good. I'm just going to use Nature's Blessing there. Sometimes I'll do that prophylactically in anticipation. And just because I had actually blitzed that. How are we doing here? Looks like we're winning. I'm just going to continue to try to follow my party. Good call on ignoring the healer. One of the hardest parts about healing in these ranked BGs is trying to find and stick with your party, right? Everyone's doing their own thing. Looks like we got Roundhouse and Rogstra. Don't forget to keep your own healing touches stacked. Alright. Got that off. We got Kalar. I'm gonna bypass that healer. When that's out of your party and they cloak. GG's. All right, so we looked at the bow mastery. We did not look at the wand skills. This is what I got going on here. On healing a target other than yourself, I also heal myself, which is very helpful. So I know if me and another person in the party are both taking damage, I can focus on them. They get the primary heal, but I'm also getting a little bit, and so that'll really keep me up and alive. We've got everything for the invincible wall. could maybe make the argument of trying to get 6 points back to get another 7 between increasing the range and also increasing the evasion as well as endurance on this. But if we're going to be using it for the Cordy-Wan, my rationale for that is let's actually use it, right? We got the Blessed Barrier, increasing the skill duration by 1.5 seconds. I think that's a really important one. This one allows me to use this 3 times. I don't have the mana recovery, especially for in Battlegrounds. If we're stomping them, we're stomping them. And so it's not going to really matter. You know, if my DPS is really needing to do a lot of work and they're just going on a tear, you know, they can go off in a corner and drink some milk. But for the most part, we're moving too much for me to really justify using an extra 5 points on this. I think the duration is very important. You could make the argument, again, getting rid of that because you aren't moving around as much, and when you are typically using that, you're going to get pushed or pulled out of it too, right? And so you can make the argument of getting rid of this 7 points, getting rid of these 6 points, right? And then you got 14 more points, which, you know, you could put 7 to an enchanting time, take away the bind and throw that on there. Or even increasing the range. You know, that's something that I'll probably play around with here and just see it like, do I like this or do I like that? Alright. That was not paying attention. I would like to have someone from my party near me. Anticipatory, Nature's Blessing, wait a little bit, looks like I got a lot of debuffs, so I'm going to use that. Ah, sorry, burn. Blessed Barrier, because he's going to attack quite a bit. I might actually pop my Guardian here. And that, like, that's one of the biggest frustrations I have as a healer sometimes. Is that when my party is not near me, it causes me to try to do heals on people that I'm not able to. But right now, like, these 2 guys, I can keep them up through quite a bit, right? And so the 3 of us are going through. I've got 3 stacks of Healing Touch. This is what it should look like, right? Give them some Cordy-Wan immunity. I'm just going to follow Jin around. Jin and Satoru are near me. Come back here a little bit. I'm actually gonna blitz. Ah. Yeah, I need to get used to trying to blitz my invincible wall. Too much. We kept them busy in their towards their spawn there for quite a bit there. Alright, let's try to have some better awareness here about where our party's at. Ray's there, Jin's there. Blessed Barrier. Try to get both of them with that flash wave. Everything's on cooldown for the most part. There we go. Good, we got at least 2 of our guys right here. And that, like, see right there, like, that dropped down to none. Where's my party at? Looks like we got a clump of people over here.